samurai. You are a warrior. I can see that. You trained your whole life for this. And you have won battles that lesser men have called unwinnable, yes? But while you were sharpening your sword, do you know how I prepared for today? I learned. I know your language, your traditions, your beliefs, which villages to tame and which to burn. So I'll ask you once again, samurai, do you surrender?
Madagascar. Located on the cusp of a bustling trade route, it is the perfect place for an ambush. Here is our gang of pirates, the Raiders, going head-to-head with a gang of rival players, the Cutthroats. Victory goes to the team with the most loot at the end of the hunt.
Are we ready for a hunt?
Knowing how to sail with the wind is a pirate's most precious skill. Use the winds to increase your speed or to position yourself for tactical advantage in battle. To reap the most rewards, it is best to split up, some going inland, others keeping to the open sea. Each warship has unique strengths. The frigate's hull is reinforced, its arsenal equipped with numerous culverin cannons. The brigantine is devastating up close, with a battering ram designed to break any resistance.
Set for top! Move!
The sloop of war kills from afar, with its crippling long-ranged mortars and precise long 9 cannons.
Sail! Flying hostile colors! All sail! Ride the wind! All hands on deck! Position fixed!
Open fire!
Nothing will save you now! Brace for impact! Woo! Drown, you soggy nutmegs!
Don't let bloodlust cloud your purpose. You're here for the loot, and so are your rivals.
Store the goods, then back to your stations.
The team that escapes with the most loot claims victory. Searching for more targets on the horizon, our sloop of war spots a rival pirate ship further inland.
Rockets on deck! Come on!
Piracy man! Fire!
With its heavily reinforced hull, our frigate swoops in to save the day, bearing the brunt of the damage.
Another day, another victim!
a mercy! Vamos con todo!
Our gang of pirates is now taking aim at the frigate, and it will take team coordination to take her down.
Fuego!
Hold tight, lads! That ship's badly damaged!
They are killing! We can take their ship!
With the enemy ship's broadside now vulnerable, our frigate rushes in to board her.
No quarter! Taste the blackened silver!
Fancy snorting some fish piss?
We've got pirate hunters!
It's the rat fleet! Man over! Rockets away!
Pirate hunters have been sent in, signaling the end of the hunt. They target the pirates with the most stolen loot.
Time to make our escape, Captain, or we are good for the news!
They're firing mortars! Full tilt, Silvo, full tilt!
The pirate hunter defenses are so strong that the only option is escape. The brigantine is sacrificing herself to buy time for the frigate, who carries the most loot.
Incoming fire!
The frigate now needs to make its escape through the reefs.
Captain, let's make for the reefs!
Successful pirates know when to run, with their hulls full and the wind at their backs.
Sailor, what will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor lying down?
It's been 2 years since the Great War. The first mechanized conflict in history. They called it the war to end all wars. If you ask me, get ready to fight!
So right here soon we're gonna see some of the new enemies, the Chaos Marauders.
This is but a taste of what awaits us inside.
And now we're gonna come up here to the gate. This is the city of Usingen that has been completely overrun by the Chaos Army, and
Not
up there you
all
can see
cruelties are
the
equal.
Chaos
Even
Warrior. You
amongst
see how it goes for there's two of them.
Shakira's beating heart!
So now we see Bruno fighting a bunch of Chaos Marauders and also two of the Chaos Warriors. And you've seen her using also not only
With
the
haste,
new
turn
Elven
here.
Spear, but also the crossbow that she's got.
I walk beyond the light.
So it lets her. She becomes invisible and the enemies can't see her, and she can also run straight through them. So it's a really, really good ability to have in a situation like this where you're getting completely overrun. You can just pump your ability run through the enemies and attack them. And also the first attack through an enemy is
The streets are blocked.
not exactly sure exactly, but it does a whole lot more damage. So it's a really good way of sort of getting out of a really
The shadows
so here's
hide.
the way again. Goes out through the enemies and goes.
Yeah, I mean, we're still working a lot with the game, so it's something that we're still tweaking
Yeah.
disability and stuff. So yeah.
Appetites and damned flesh! Look at that! I could tell my last
The Pale Queen.
me. You
She
would have
calls me.
known years ago. Nearly killed me.
They're swarming! Be ready!
Oh. I hope you enjoyed it. And there's a lot of more to show. We obviously limited amount of enemies and stuff in the video to not spoil everything.
Yeah, we
But,
don't want to spoil everything. No.
So we're moving on to community questions.
Fang Boubles de
Poisson.
Poisson. Okay, sorry for murdering your name, but
Uh,
there will be other characters in the future: ogre, man-eater, high elf, lizardman, some exotic things. Well,
Yes, that's something we're really looking into. I mean, right
Yeah.
now we're only focusing on doing these 15 careers, and you haven't seen them all.
so Foma Kiniav, sorry again, does Vermintide 2 direct sequel to the first game? Will upcoming DLC be connecting link between first and second parts of the game? So yes.
Yes.
Vermintide 2 takes place directly after the events in Vermintide. The upcoming DLC is definitely connected, but there might also be something
do you
else coming later on,
Will you be able to switch careers?
asks Omin Nominus.
Yes.
Yes, you will be able to switch careers. The careers, or how it works, is that you will be playing as one of the characters or one of the heroes, and you will be leveling up that hero. As you level up, you unlock talent points, and you can put them in the talent tree. But you don't have to level up the 3 different careers for each hero separately. Mathematic, with mods, the first game was able to be played in third person. Is there any plans for a third person view? Well, we don't have any plans for a third person view, but we do have plans for modding.
Yeah.
So it's up to the community, I guess, to make a really cool third person mod of the game.
KGU 230, will The Last Stand return?
Well, not as a separate mode. Who knows in the future, but at launch, no. But it is definitely something that we could do as a heroic deed.
Yeah, for sure.
So not in the way that it worked in Vermintide 1, but it will most likely return in some form, but this time most likely through the heroic deed system.
Yes. Release date from Poncha Live. We have said Q1 2018.
Yeah.
We haven't specified it yet because reasons.
Yeah.
Sailor, question: will there be lots of DLC, and if so, will there be a season pass? Good question. We are, I mean, as right now, we are mainly focusing on delivering the best base game. We will do a lot of new content. We haven't set in stone in what forms, but there will be DLCs, there will be updates. Drömmaren, will certain careers only be able to use certain weapons? That was not a long question.
Should I answer this? Yes. This is not 100% set in stone, yes, but there will definitely be some limitations. I mean, we are, as you guys know, really into making a true to Warhammer game. So in Warhammer, for instance, like a Slayer can't. So you won't see like a Slayer running around with shields.
No.
Right.
Svempa 001, are you going to support dedicated servers with Vermintide 2? Yes, we have the.
I wanted a mission. And for my sins, they gave me one.
Luke, would you play that tape with Captain, please?
But we must kill them. Pig after pig. Cow after cow.
Your mission is to proceed up the Nung River in a Navy patrol boat. Pick up Colonel Kurtz's path at New Moon. Infiltrate his team by whatever means available. And terminate the Colonel's command.
Terminate with extreme prejudice.
Because you don't know where the hell you're going, do you?
Time changes everyone. And everything. Empires will rise. Kingdoms will fall. The grounds of battle become stained with fire and blood. But our thirst for adventure, exploration, discovery, and conquest will stand the test of time. Together, we have battled through history.
charge! There's a rebel line!
Firing by volley. Ready. Fire!
Form a line, boys! Aim! Fire! Reload!
Fire! Company! On me! Forward! Incoming artillery!
War of Rights is a first-person shooter made with the power of CryEngine, which currently focuses on the Maryland campaign of 1862. This was the turbulent and bloody time of the American Civil War, where family and friends became foes, each marching to the beat of the drum and fife. You, the player, can play as a young private, foot-slogging his way through the battlefield, as well as anything in the grades up to Major General, where you will be at your headquarters relaying orders to the various units under your command. As mentioned before, we are envisioning as historically accurate a game as possible, so players will march and fight following the Napoleonic tactics still adhered to in the era, and as representatives of any of the units in the Army of the Potomac or Army of Northern Virginia which fought in that campaign. We are also looking to include not only the important infantry, but artillery and cavalry as well, each bringing their own carnage to the battlefield. As you can see, we have done our utmost to make sure that every part of the map is as accurate as possible, with little exception. Furthermore, most every building, from main houses to spring houses, will be enterable. For the moment, the game will feature two main game modes, those being Historical Battle and Skirmishes. Historical Battle will be the main feature of the game, where massive amounts of players will fight as regiments against those on the other side in the entirety of the maps, fighting over every acre of ground that we have painstakingly made to match the period. The second game mode is Skirmishes, where the battlefield has been sectioned down to a small portion, though still quite large, so as to focus the players into engagements like the fighting over Burnside Bridge, or the taking of Fox's Gap, or the back and forth over control of the Maryland Heights. Our game will also feature customization of each player's soldier, though these customizations are more cosmetic than they are beneficial. But this will allow variations to both your character's features, as well as his clothing and accoutrement. But beyond the characters and game comes the models of our weapons and gear, all of which are modeled to look as accurate as possible, which also includes a selection available to you. For instance, we have been asked several times about including the Gatling gun to the game. However, it was not used in the Maryland campaign, let alone much of the war, so you will not be seeing it. However, you will be seeing any of the many artillery and long arms used by the army, such as the Springfields and Enfields, the Colts and Remingtons, the Sharps, the Whitworth, the Ordnance Rifles, or the Napoleons, amongst others. These weapons will also react to the beating you put them through, becoming fouled by continuous use and in turn making it harder to load, and upping the chance of a misfire. Finally, each of our maps are a work in research and development that are years in the making. The Maryland campaign itself would allow us to bring 4 maps out at first for players to fight on, each of which are the largest maps allowed in CryEngine, at 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers, or 2.5 miles by 2.5 miles for those of the more US variety. This does mean that a few of the larger battlefields, like Antietam and South Mountain, that we have had to condense the real-life locations of so as to include the most important parts for the sake of playability. However, all the scenes thus included are still historically authentic, with great care taken to things like furniture, window dressing, even rainspouts. In the future, we have more maps in mind, with the hopes that we can continue our goals of making a fun, while still educational game.